it's all ready to go.
All right, so I'll read the script first.
Yes, please.
All right. As a preliminary matter, this HSAB meeting, wait a minute, sorry. As a preliminary meeting, this is Nikki Rowland. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. When I call your name, respond in the affirmative. Lucy?
Yes.
Angus, you there?
I'm here.
And staff members, Holly, you there?
Present.
Introduction to remote meeting. Good morning or good afternoon. This open meeting of the Historic Structures Advisory Board is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Historic Structures Advisory Board is convening by video conference via Zoom app as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join in. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that all other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold your name. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in the conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Okay, calling the meeting to order at 1:07.
Adopt the agenda.
Yeah, we're adopting the agenda as submitted. And I guess
Who makes the motion?
I will.
Second, Angus. Thank you. All those in favor? Lucy? Angus?
Aye.
Okay. No minutes to approve, I guess.
Not right now. We'll get them to you ASAP.
All right. So we'll start in with 5 Cornish.
So, Mr. Chair, if you all remember, this came before you a while ago. This is Mr. Rothke's application. I do want to start out just to let you know that there was some conversation and the HDC wanted to request about the age of the structure. And I had previously indicated, based on what I could find in the database from the HDC and the NHL records, that this structure was built in 1933, and with additions in 1973. However, I'm coming to the conclusion that that's incorrect. Based on I'll show you, right now this is a portion of the NHL data, and you can see where it says Cornish. And it says 1933 and then 1973 with a question mark. Either way, it's technically contributing based on the age. So I also provided the HSAB, or excuse me, the HDC survey from 1989 that indicates the same thing, 1933. And if you actually look at this photograph that's provided, up on the front of the MACRA survey that's at the Massachusetts Historical Commission database, it's very similar to the existing structure. However, I know Mr. Rothke says that he believes it was built in 73. I did pull the building permit card, and lo and behold, here's a copy of the original subdivision back in 1894 from Mr. William T. Swain. And this is the lot in question, lot 30. And this little drawn-in house was submitted by Mr. Bamber, Ron Bamber, back in the 70s. And I also have a copy of the certificate of appropriateness from 1972, December 18th, 1972, to build a new structure. So I do believe that the information that, and this goes back to why having our surveys are so important to be updated. I do believe that this structure was built in the 70s and not as old as we originally thought. In addition, just to give you a little bit more background, I looked on Mass Land Records, and this particular section here is Sarah Swain Phillip. And it goes down here being shown as lot 30 on that plan that I showed you. So if it actually had a structure on it, it would have indicated that it was that here on is a structure. And this is dated April 21st, 1947. So again, I do agree with Mr. Rothke that this structure was built in 73 and based on the documentations that I found. So.
Nice research, Holly.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for being as quick as I could. So I want to get back to these plans. The HDC obviously looked at your comments and gave some discussion obviously back. At the end of the day, they wanted obviously revisions. I think there were a couple of comments that they liked of yours. There was one comment about the lattice, but it looks like it's gone. But anyway, they lowered it, revised it a little bit here. There was a discussion about that. I think it was a 6-light fixed casement window that was here. A lot of people talked about, didn't particularly care for.
If you scroll down, you'll eventually come to the previously submitted plans.
Okay, yeah.
It's a really busy page. They've got all 4 elevations with previous, existing, and proposed.
And he also gave some context on why they're wanting to have that that side elevation covered. I guess they're adjacent to some dormitory housing. And they're trying to keep their privacy. Understood on that. Oh yeah, that is busy.
Okay. Angus, do you want to make some comments on this?
Can I go last?
Lucy?
The only thing I'm against is the lattice, full top to bottom lattice, as I said in our last meeting. that I think that the railing should wrap around the corner and that they should hang lattice the way that that house on the corner of North Liberty and Westchester does. That would give them the privacy, and you know, you don't need privacy from your knee down.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Lucy on that. I still think the railing should wrap the corner, and however they want to fill in lattice above it and or below, they can put the lattice inside the baluster. It's not going to be a real visible view, but I think the railing should still wrap around.
I think if we allow that lattice, it sets a precedent that makes me nervous. Someone could put that up, and before you know it, there's a wall behind it, and then another building. I mean, another room or something like that. I just don't think that it's correct. It's kind of the thing that, you know, what are you doing? Screening your trash, or I don't know.
I agree. It just doesn't look good.
I would agree with you all about the lattice. You know, they might be able to grow something there, some vine or something. Put up strings or wire or something and grow something there. I don't quite see what the difference is in the south, or well, I'm not sure why it's saying front elevation. This must be the rear. But with the dormer, are you all seeing the difference between previously and proposed?
I think it's the
front of the building.
pitch.
Well, it says front, but it's the back. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it does say, I'm reading the sign right up, right above it, but it's actually the bottom right corner. It's the north rear elevation. The red is bubbled. Oh, it's just the dormer, and that's the change from the existing conditions. Never mind.
It's busy on here.
I do appreciate the dormer getting dropped. The set of dormers on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And that window makes more sense at the, you know, in between the filler space between the two dormers. I think that's better.
Yeah. Holly, do you need anything else from us on this one?
No, as long as you all are okay with those proposed changes. The biggest thing for me, obviously, was the age of the structure. That was in one of the comments from one of the HTC members that they wanted that clarified. So,
So
Okay,
Holly,
sounds like-
can you, in our recommendations, say that we suggest that they hang pieces of lattice work from the top down to the railing, or to plant some sort of climbing thing on strings or wires? Thank you.
will do. Climbing plant.
But I wouldn't say that as an or. I'd say we want the railing to wrap around.
Yes.
I read it into the record last time. I'll do it again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Are
moving
you
on.
all okay with how far back that filler is on the, you know, between the two gable dormers? I think it'd be nice if it were back a little bit further. It's not going to actually get into the floor space in the bathroom because there's a vanity there.
I think
we can ask them to do more. We already asked them to go 6 inches back further, and I think they've done that. I'm not positive though. So we can ask them to go a little further if you want.
Oh, I didn't see that on the floor plan. Did it step back?
let me see the floor plan. What page is that?
I don't see a previous floor plan.
No, but you can see.
Mhm.
Was it flush before or like 6 inches or?
I think it
I
must
don't
have
think
been.
they changed it. I don't think it was flush before. I do remember listening and hearing him say that it was not flush, even though it looked like it. Would you want it go farther back?
These infills are kind of tricky. Like if it's going to be, if the dormers are going to be proud of the filler, it seems like it wants to be proud enough that I don't know, sometimes can look hokey when it's just, just slightly different. I think it's certainly better than being flush, I think.
It looks like it's 1 foot. Is that how I'm reading that right?
It looks like about a foot.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, but Angus, you want to make it further? Go ahead.
It's just, it looks different when it's in that flat elevation
Mhm.
than when it will be in real life. I think it would look better if it were further back, but see what the HTC thinks.
Yeah. Okay. Next
All right.
is what's next?
75. Right.
25 North Liberty.
Yes, and obviously I read your comments into the record for them. They did take those into consideration. The crossbucks idea specifically. So you scroll down. Come on, Holly. I'm multitasking here. They're talking about eliminate the middle diamond. It's like it looks like they have 2 options submitted. Yes, one of the commissioners liked the crossbucks idea, so actually a few of them did. So
No. Okay. Anybody want to make a comment on this?
Well, what did they say about the white paint?
oh, so this was, and that was brought up. It is not going to be white. This was just an example of what they wanted it to look like, not necessarily the color. I think this obviously the decorative style in the railing. I believe it's natural to weather. I believe that is. I don't think it's on this one. No.
I'm fine if it's either gray or natural to weather.
Okay.
Mhm.
Which one that you like? The crossbucks or the diamond?
Crossbox. What's the age of the house again, Holly?
1982.
Angus?
Um, I'm looking at the original submission and I'm almost preferring that to the option B. I definitely prefer B to A. It's just that because it's just a simple X, it feels like so much open area that it's like teeth missing, compared to the busyness of all the balusters. So I almost think that the busyness of the original submission with the diamond and the cross and all of it sort of fills it in to a similar degree as all the, you know, the regular baluster. So in that respect, I almost prefer the original, but I do think that natural's better than painted.
So what about if we get rid of the vertical balusters completely and just do, I mean, if we're going to do a crossbuck railing, why not just do a pure, simple crossbuck railing? And maybe you might have to do 2 X's within each bay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I'm liking this hybrid baluster thing in the middle concept.
So
Anybody else have any thoughts on that one?
have we confirmed that this is you know, low enough that they don't need to meet code as far as 4-inch space?
I'm sure it is. It's 30 inches is the code, and this looks like
This
it's
is
within that.
probably 24 or something. Okay.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I think you're saying that kind of the same thing, Mickey. It doesn't look right to have, you know, busy baluster and then a wide open cross.
Yeah.
So you were saying, Mickey, 2 crossbucks in each bay?
Yeah, I mean, just go with a crossbuck railing, period. Get rid of the vertical balusters.
Yep.
I thought
think-
that was what we had recommended before.
It was,
kinda
I guess
did.
it may have not gotten translated appropriately. I thought
Yeah.
it was clear.
Why are they even replacing this railing?
My understanding, and this is through an email I received from the owner during COVID, so I never actually had a correspondence with them, but that they liked this design and they just wanted to put that on the house, essentially. So.
I just did a quick sketch of the 2 crosses between each post. That seems pretty good.
I didn't do that. I was wondering. Push it closer. There. There you go. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
works better.
I agree.
Yeah, the way the crossbucks in their drawing now, the way they line up with the 3 windows is kind of a little bit off, strange.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's too much for this simple little cottage.
Yeah.
And the crossbucks is definitely a nod to the 50s on Island.
Good with that. Any other comments?
Well, I think it should be simple because of that one double window is so simple. You can't just chart out the rest of the house.
Yep.
I think that's right. Everything's simple with this house, so stick with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. Okay, moving on. 32 Westchester.
Okay. I can't remember the last time you guys looked at this, but
No, Holly, you keep doing that to us here. This is like a memory game.
I know. I mean, I know when you looked at the last one, that was July 20th. A while ago. Didn't feel like it, but this one I couldn't. This is that infill. Oh, I hate when they're scanned like this. So this went to the HDC last. Oh, see how it does sideways? I apologize. It's so difficult to. Was that July or June? Wow, June 16th. Doesn't feel like it was then.
Is this the one we asked for elevations on? Yes.
Yes, and I don't know what we got, so let's look. There's topo. Yeah, so this is the one that has the, I think there's a gambrel on one and then a contemporary on the other, and then this is the third infill lot.
Does anyone see a difference between previous and proposed facade?
Oh.
No.
Couple.
Oh,
Nothing.
okay. There's a window, not in there's a window here. A window here, not a window there. Okay. They changed these 6 large pane windows that are flanking the chimney and actually have 6/1 double hung ganged windows.
That's an improvement.
Oop, yep. Let's do this. So many windows. So no, they
It's
didn't.
gonna look like an ocean liner at night.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Mhm.
So this is all that's in the application. All right.
So, Angus, any thoughts?
I think we were looking for a more significant change from the original, and the changes look pretty superficial. I'd forgotten, did we talk about maybe moving the dormers back so they weren't flush? And that bump out that goes along the north side to the right of the house when you're looking from at the face of it, it's like a miss. It's not enough girth to really, like,
Yeah.
it just seems kind of hokey. Like it's just a little bit different than the rest of the north wall. It's almost like that would want to get incorporated.
It creates a very thin sliver of shed sticking down. Like only a couple feet deep of shed roof.
You know, that's actually, it looks like that might just be a closet. It's almost like it might be better to pull that dormer wall or that back wall, you know, move the bump out eave up till it met the main eave, to make it feel like it belongs there. And then those windows just become 6 light awnings or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Which elevation are you on?
The north elevation, where those 3 windows are above that little slice of roof.
I guess that would involve raising the plate on that whole back wing a lot.
I'm just thinking about as far as the 2nd floor gable.
Yeah, I hear you. Maybe that should be broken and just dropped down so it separates from the front main mast instead of that roof running through.
I think that's
Or-
what I mean.
Well, so look at this. Maybe take the 2nd floor. I don't know what's on the 2nd floor, but pull.
It's just closets and mechanical.
Look at that. Yeah, so pull that down the page in tighter to give it a break in the roof and more of a shed. Yeah, like that whole 2nd floor gable narrower and pull it in so it's not a continuation of the front main mast. Is that what you're saying?
Basically raising the plate of the 1st floor up till it met the roof line of the 2nd floor, but only as far as that 2nd story gable goes towards the west.
Okay.
So that it looked like there was the, you know, the higher front part, and then the medium middle part, and then the lowest back part. Do you know what I mean? But right now, it just feels like it's that middle part's neither here nor there. It's not high and it's not low. It's kind of in between.
So if you, what I don't like about what you're suggesting is raising the plate. That gives it kind of an awkward, those three windows and the plate above that goes up. That, to me, that's feeling weird.
I agree.
I think if you look at that north elevation, those three windows in that big flush dormer, and if
Yeah.
you push that wall a couple feet back, and that'll break the roof plane that it's attached to on the front mass, and create a step in that north wall.
So there's a bathroom. It looks like there's a bathroom and standing room for the closet, but if the hanging part went into the eave rather than the tall part, I think that could probably work.
I think they can just make it work. I mean, there's a big bathroom, big closet.
Yeah.
They can make that work.
Yeah, this just feels really high and vertical, that front part. It's story and a half, but the dormers are flush, so you're getting the two-story feeling.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially on the south. North flush dormers are small, and I'm okay with that. The south, they're pretty, it just looks like a two-story building. That'll be pretty visible, won't it, that south elevation?
Right there near Lily.
Yeah, I think it will be.
I have a question about on the sitting room on the second floor, south elevation, on the second floor balcony, the double doors.
Mm-hmm.
Those are sliding doors. Are they allowed?
That's a good question. It's pretty visible, and this is the old historic district, I think. So
I don't think they're allowed. I think they have to be regular doors, don't they?
I
French
think
doors.
I believe you're right. I think it'd be French doors.
I think so too. And I also don't like that asymmetry on that side, on that dormer too.
Yeah.
Window on one side and not on the other.
Yeah, I mean, put another window in.
But remove one from somewhere else.
I know it's a lot of windows, but I think
A
it's
lot.
two smaller windows rather than no window at all.
It'd be nice to break up that middle section too. All those windows in the door below and all the
Yeah.
windows in that flush dormer up above.
Yeah.
They were like a pergola or something.
Pretty big wall. Maybe split that dormer into two smaller dormers. Can you do that? You could probably do that.
This is another aspect of proposed crossbucks and vertical
Yeah.
on the second
know.
balcony.
I
That's
don't
weird.
think that's going to meet the code anyway. No, they can't do that.
I wouldn't think so.
Unless they put glass there.
No. You don't want glass.
I mean, they would have to put something because that's a lot. That doesn't make good.
No. Yeah, why do they have big crossbucks there?
How close do we think that dormer is to the facade? That dormer with the French doors off the balcony.
The setback from the front?
Do you,
3 feet.
I think, isn't that it right there?
yeah,
That.
is that like 2 feet, 3 feet?
I think it's looking kind of like pretty close to 3 feet. It's maybe a little shy.
I think it'd be preferable for it to be back further from the facade.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that either.
Yes.
It's the main mass.
It's just that I think when you're looking at the face of this, it's going to feel as high as those dormer eaves with that width. So it's going to feel very vertical.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's so hard to see the changes on this. Oh, I think it's how it's scanned. Trying to zoom in.
It seems to me on the drawings that that second floor balcony, oh wait, here we go. All right, that's 10, sorry.
It's weird.
All right.
What do you have, Holly?
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah. I'm with you guys on this one.
Can you read us back what your comments are on this one?
Okay, so on the north elevation, pull the dormers back off the wall. Break the second floor gable. And then Angus, you mentioned about raise the plate, but Mickey, you didn't like that of the first floor.
Um,
And then on the north elevation, have flush dormers pull back from the wall to break the roof plane. The front is very vertical, has a 2-story feeling. The south, it's asymmetric with the balcony. Maybe put some small windows in, and then the sliders should be French, not sliders. And then Angus, you made a comment about breaking up that middle section here. So vertical there too.
Holly, if you could please add to that, and I think you captured it well, is that the closeness of the north and south dormers to the east front gable contributes to that verticality, that vertical feeling that's on the front.
This balcony over here.
It might help to push dormers back from the face. Yeah.
Okay.
Like even if the ones on the north side got ganged and then the ones on the south side were as big as, needed for a door to get out to the balcony or whatever. Going back that far, like 4 feet. And that would take care of their issue with the symmetry on the south side too.
What do you think of the door on the east elevation?
A dormer on the east?
The door.
The
Oh,
door.
door.
It's a 4 light. It should be at least 6, I would think.
Yeah, that's an odd front door.
It doesn't really go with anything else. I
Yeah.
think 6 is a good suggestion.
Yeah.
6 with 2 panels.
Something a little more creative than just a planned four-light building.
Yeah, it looks like they cheaped out at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what style they're going for here. And these are cottage corners, which is like shingle style or craftsman, but
Mm-hmm.
is anything else going with that?
You know, I was looking at that too, and I guess, I mean, should this have corner boards on it? Maybe it's the cottage corners are adding to the awkwardness look. Why not just go with corner boards?
Save the money.
I think visually that having the cottage corners makes the building look squatter, at least the east elevation.
I do too, and I think
Just,
the corner boards will give it a little bit more presence and vertical looking in the front.
What did we say? Let's see what they said. So they changed from 2/2 windows to the 6/1. So definitely that front door needs a change.
Mhm.
That's not right, but anyway. Size glass panes.
So Holly, I think I want to clarify my comments about the north elevation.
Sure.
And I would try saying the second floor middle mass, central mass could be pushed back a couple of feet. Make a break in the roof plane. And give a deeper shed roof on the north side.
So what you're saying, Mickey, is that lower roof that is just like a scabbed on 2 feet would be more like 4 feet of depth.
Yes,
Talking about the center mass right here.
yeah,
No, on the north side.
on the north.
Oh, I'm sorry, right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So those three windows, that whole dormer, but also the whole wall, push it back at least a couple of feet. Make a break in the second floor massing.
Yep, north. Got it. It is squatty. I see what you're saying, Lucy, about the boat feel,
yeah,
the elevation.
you know, in some ways they're trying to simplify the house, but then again, you've got on the other side, you've got all these windows. It's, you know, it's trying to do two things at once.
Which way are you going?
I don't know, but they're not going to the 1920s for sure.
Yeah,
No.
no, that's true.
One thing that does concern me is that the elevations, you know, you've got that outdoor fireplace, which is going to dictate the level of the patio. And I just worry about the height of a retaining wall overlooking Lily Pond Park, especially after that
Yep.
Duke Road incident.
Duly noted. That's a good one.
I just,
Yep.
and then they have they have a future structure listed in there, and I don't know how that's working into it either.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't ask questions about that now, but it seems sort of, yeah.
From the topo, it looks like there's a foot or two difference between patio height and the grade above the retaining wall. It looks like it's 8 out front and then 10 just above the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Holly, could you put a notation of that in our comments?
About the retaining wall?
Yeah, what
Yes.
the outdoor fireplace is going to dictate the height of the patio and concerns about the height of the retaining wall.
Yep.
Thank you.
Which is very similar to your guys' comments you had for that pool on the other side of Lily Pond,
Yeah.
the elevation.
What happened
That
with
one,
that?
it hasn't come back yet.
Oh, do they think we're going to forget?
No, but it hasn't come back. They didn't address their comments or your comments. So, but the elevation of Lily Pond and the visibility was a concern.
Definitely.
I just hate to see, I mean, Lily Pond is a really precious place downtown.
Absolutely.
And I just hate to see these new structures and their landscaping lording over public spaces.
This property, the elevations look like it's on a really flat lot. And I don't know this property. And I see the contours, there's a little bit of change to it. But I'm wondering, do we trust that? Is it as flat as they're showing on the elevation? Are they retaining to create it flatness?
Well, we've all seen elevations change.
Yeah.
So Holly, maybe just make a note to ask them to clarify the topo changes, the elevation changes on the land around the building.
Yeah, is this an after or is this
Yep.
this existing?
Yeah, it looks existing because contour lines are going right through the building, but they're not showing the after. So I think
Right.
that the whole thing needs to be explained a little better, the before and after of the topo, the grade changes. All right. Any other comments on this one?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on. Howard Court.
Howard Court. Is that one's on yours?
It's
Yes.
not- I wouldn't.
You know what?
I don't see any different changes here.
I think Howard Court was on here because it's a view. Bear with me. I think they asked for a view. I can't remember. Sorry, guys. Courts.
Speaking of view, didn't we ask for a new view? Like a section through it or something?
Yes. Yes.
Did we ask for changes on this one?
It was more clarifications.
I think that's right, huh?
And I know there was a concern, and I don't remember if it might have been HGC, it was on the amount of, or maybe it was you, Lucy, I can't, the amount of guys are mushing together, the amount of shell on the lot. Somebody brought that one up.
I did.
Okay, see? I knew it was, that resonated with me because it's very true. Especially
Yeah,
in that little corner.
What would be fun if they changed it all to moss?
That would be interesting.
Flip inside.
Let's just cheat. Yeah, I think these are the same. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was I'm pretty sure this was just a view. There were concerns, I think, also on the retaining. But this one is not on for tonight for the commission, I believe. Or yeah, no, I guess it is.
Well, what's with a 12-inch high raised planting bed right along the, is that along the street or is that against?
That little rectangle?
Yeah,
Right.
Good question.
That's unusual.
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure I'm crazy about that.
Yeah, good one.
Couldn't you just throw in a few hydrangeas or something?
Yeah, just make a normal planting bed.
Yeah.
Why raise it?
Yeah, and I think we would want to see an elevation of that.
Yeah.
Because that's going to affect like the shingle line and stuff.
Okay. And here's, we talked about this before.
About the stepped fence and how high it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sounds like our biggest concern is that raised planting bed. Any other remarkable comments?
No, it was my previous comment about the excessive amount of
No.
shell.
Shell and the AC units, I did talk about
Yeah,
that.
they should not be visible at all.
Yeah, in perpetuity.
You know, it looks like this property is at the very end of Howard Court. And, you know, the shells along the side of the building or to the right on the drawing, I'm not sure that's actually public road. You
I-
know?
What, Mickey?
It's
Yeah,
the,
okay.
it's the second from the end.
So this was part of the lot right here. It actually came in under an A&R 4181L exemption to divide the lot into two. So that's how this is for. But Howard ends right here.
But there's another house that is just beyond that.
Yes.
So this is used as their access, this shell area?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's
Yep.
sort of a public area. All right, then we definitely want to make sure those AC units are screened.
Yeah, those right there. Yeah. I want to say with the abutter is right here that uses the access. So. Okay.
All right, we good with there?
Good.
I think that's it.
That is.
Make a motion to approve the comments.
Second.
Well, Lucy, you in favor?
Yes.
Angus?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Lucy?
Second.
Aye. Angus?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Thank you all. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thanks, Holly.
Yeah.